Saturday in Norman, Oklahoma. Oh, it's going to be a gorgeous day as the Sooners get ready to take the field and play host to Iowa State. The Cyclones coming into today's matchup at 1-8, OU 7-2 on the campaign. And here come the Sooners. Hello and welcome again, everybody, with the old Texas quarterback Chris Sims. I'm Adam Alexander. How you enjoying the atmosphere today, big boy?
Pretty cool. You know, we always played them in Dallas, so it's pretty cool to be here. I'm excited about it.
You were officially in enemy territory. You know, this OU offense has struggled quite a bit in 2013. It's been the topic of conversation among fans, and they've got a big challenge today going against one of the best linebackers in the Big 12, Jeremiah George.
Yeah, you said it, Adam. Jeremiah George, he'll be all over the field today, number 52 at linebacker. He's great in pass coverage. He's really good against the run. He's just an explosive athlete that's very instinctive, and from what the coaches tell us, he's a great leader as well. On the other side of the ball, Oklahoma, Blake Bell, a big, good-looking quarterback who has all the ability and tools that you want from your quarterback. The thing with him is inconsistency, inaccuracy throwing the ball at times, but he has the ability to be a big-time quarterback.
You can't beat the history and tradition of Oklahoma football. It's senior day, the final home game of the year. Iowa State going to try and rain on the parade. A good one in the Big 12. The Cyclones and the Sooners. The kickoff is next. Glad you're with us for a college football Saturday on Fox Sports 1. Oh, what a gorgeous day. Gaylord Family, Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. It's Fox College Football, presented by Kay Jewelers. The Sooners trying to bounce back from that loss 10 days ago on the road against Baylor, 41-12. Cyclones looking for their first conference win of the year. Bob Stoops in his 15th season leading Oklahoma with a win today would tie Barry Switzer for most all-time in Oklahoma history. That magic number 157. Across the way, Paul Rhodes in his 5th year leading the Cyclones. 3 bowl appearances in his first 4 campaigns. Oklahoma won the toss. They defer. Iowa State will get the ball to start things off. Nick Hodgson will put the foot into it to get us underway. And back deep for Iowa State, Albert Gary and Devondrick Neely. Neely last week opened up the second half against TCU with a 98-yard kickoff return that got the Cyclones going. On a windy day in Norman, we are off and rolling. 35th touchback of the year for Hodgson as he kicks this one through the end zone. And Iowa State going to start at their own 25-yard line. They're led out by the redshirt freshman quarterback, Grant Rojas.
Yeah, Rojas had some struggles the last 2 weeks playing, you know, as a redshirt freshman quarterback. He is inexperienced, is a pretty good athlete, has had some problems, though, with accuracy the last 2 weeks, and his decision-making at times has been a little spotty. He's going to have to get off to a smooth start just to get Iowa State's offense in a rhythm and feeling comfortable early.
First down, a little play action. Incomplete. Trying to find the big tight end, E.J. Bibbs, the junior college transfer.
Yeah, E.J. Bibbs, he's kind of been the go-to guy the last few weeks for Iowa State. At tight end is always a young, inexperienced quarterback's best friend. They're big targets. They got a big catch radius, and they're usually right there in the middle of the field, right in front of the quarterback's face.
Motion man here is Johnson. They're running the ball right. Keeping it is Rojas. He's got the first down as he goes across the 40 and out to the 42-yard line. Actually getting the carry there. He handed it off and got it to Wimberly, who had plenty of room.
Wimberly's the guy today that he's the most explosive guy on the Iowa State offense. He's going to have to have a good day running so the Iowa State team can control the clock a little bit.
Good start for Wimberly, who is a junior college transfer. Second team All-American 1 year ago. Second big gainer of the day as he runs this one to midfield. And we get our first flag of the afternoon.
Personal foul, chop block, offense, number 76, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Dan Romeo, our referee today. Guilty party, Jamison Locke, the left guard, who's in for Daniel Burton to start today's game. But one of the things Iowa State has been faced with, and one of the troubles they've had early in the year, is being put behind the chains offensively. You get that first down, feel like you have some momentum. Now first and long, not the situation this team wants to be in offensively.
Things were going well, running the ball well, penalties like this. An offense like Iowa State has not done well on first drives all year long. Not the situation you want to be in.
Rojas in your play action with Wimberly. Looking downfield, going to air one out, and he overshot his receiver. Justin Coleman couldn't grab it. Now we look at our impact players when Iowa State has the ball.
Well, we talked about E.J. Bibbs, the tight end, number 11. Just a big, good-looking athlete. He can run routes real well, catches the ball well, and more impressively, he's a pretty good run blocker in the run game. For OU's defense, Eric Stryker, he plays defense end, he plays linebacker, the best pass rusher on this Oklahoma defense, and really one of the best athletes on this team.
Second down and 20. Penalty flags again. Rojas looking left, incomplete.
This is incomplete. There's a penalty flag down.
Offside, defense, number 2, 5-yard penalty, second down.
That was Julian Wilson, the nickelback, who came up and jumped a little too early. Nice break for Iowa State to pick up 5 easy ones.
Second and 15, still not a great situation here. I would expect to see another run, maybe a screen-type pass play just to get them in the third and manageable.
Rojas out of the shotgun. Going to throw and complete. Nice grab out at the 45-yard line. Justin Coleman, a pickup of 9, the 5'11", 188-pound redshirt senior out of Nebraska. Transferred from Nebraska Omaha after they dropped their football program. He's been a nice addition for Paul Rhodes in this offense. Third down and 6. 82,000 strong, and they'll make some noise here. Rojas to throw, feeling pressure, steps up and goes down. Jordan Wade among those who got back there and knocked him to the turf.
Well, Rojas looks to his left here. There's really nothing open downfield, and OU gets good pressure. Number 93, Jordan Wade, really just pushes the pocket right back into the quarterback's face. Rojas has to move the pocket. He gets down and gets out of harm's way.
Getting pressure without Charles Tapper, the big defensive end who's not playing in the first half, sitting out after throwing a punch against Baylor. First punt of the day for Kirby Vanderkamp, one of the better kickers in the Big 12. Saunders back deep. This one takes an OU bounce and will be downed at the 39-yard line. That's where Oklahoma opens things up offensively. Quarterback Blake Bell going to get his first crack today, and you and I have discussed a lot about what this team will be about offensively today against this Iowa State defense. What do you anticipate? They start with good field position.
Yeah, good field position. The one thing I look about in this game, OU, they like to run the ball, but I do think they like their matchups outside as far as the passing game. Maybe they come out here and do something a little off balance and try to pass the ball, early, just to get Blake Bell into some good rhythm.
That's Roy Finch in the backfield. They'll swing it to him. Finch one-on-one on the outside. Coming up to make the tackle, Jared Brackens. Good job in the open field. against Finch, who's a shifty runner once he gets the ball in his hands.
Yeah, Finch is a guy I think the Oklahoma coaching staff would like to get the ball a little bit more in the passing game. Smaller, tight back, 5'7", 167, but can make people miss in space.
Second and 10. This time they run it with Finch. Little room over the right side. Takes it out across the 45 to the 46, where Brandon Jensen brought him down.
I think we might see a lot of runs on the edge of the Iowa State defense today. If there's a matchup that I am kind of concerned for the Iowa State defense, it is their defensive ends. They are a little undersized. Number 48, Corey Morrissey, 249. 50, Willie Scott is 6'2", 250, 224. So they have their hands full with some big Oklahoma offensive tackles.
That's Williams, the motion man, passing right, caught, first down, out of bounds. Jazz Reynolds has the grab down into Iowa State territory.
Reynolds, a big target, just a simple out route here. Attack the corner, put the foot in the ground, come out, and a nice accurate throw by Blake Bell.
Nigel Tribune over there covering him, the true freshman cornerback that really has come on, starting the last 5 games for Wally Burnham in this Iowa State defense. Oklahoma moving early, first down inside the 45-yard line. Bell going to pass, goes to Saunders, who dropped it. Coming up to make the hit, Jansen Watson. And now our impact players when the Sooners have the ball.
Well, Jalen Saunders, you just saw him drop the ball. Had a little bit of a problem with that last week against Baylor, but he is the best receiver on this OU offense. Really good in space, good route runner, and can make some things happen. On defense, Rodney Coe, a junior college transfer, who the coaches say the lights have just come on for him as far as understanding the defense. Really talented and has played really well the last few weeks for the Iowa State defense.
Bell going to tuck and run on second and 10. Might have gotten 2 yards. There is a flag on the play. Came from that area where you normally see holding. Our third penalty of the afternoon. Dan Romeo's been busy.
Holding. Offense. Number 71. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Tyrus Thompson, the guilty party.
You'll see Tyrus Thompson right here at left tackle. He's matched up against 48 Corey Morrissey. Morrissey makes a good move. That's a tough call for an offensive tackle right there. Tyrus Thompson, I wouldn't have called that if I was the ref. I think more there, he just physically dominated Morrissey, and maybe the ref just caught the end of that play there.
Spotting the ball back at the 46-yard line in OU territory. Second and 20 for Bell. Going to put it up. Getting some pressure. Just throws this one away. Couldn't find his man over on the near sideline, LeCalton Bester.
These are not the situations that the Oklahoma offense is real good in. They are a run-first football team. They've had struggles all year long when they've had to depend on the pass, and certainly here third and long is a passing situation. But I think you'll see something safe as draw screen type play.
39% on the year for Oklahoma in third down situations. Bell had a man hanging on to him, throws it downfield, and this time it's incomplete. The Sooners going to have to punt it away. Corey Morrissey, another one of those junior college transfers in there, putting on the pressure for Iowa State.
Yeah, Morrissey showed up twice here early. They're going to have, like I said, though, these defensive ends for Iowa State in the run game, they're going to have their hands full being undersized, and as well as the pass game, trying to get the edge on some very good offensive tackles. 71 Tyrus Thompson, who we talked about on the hold, and the right tackle, 79 Darrell Williams, are both very good players.
Jed Barnett punts it away from his own 35-yard line. It's Justin Coleman back deep for Iowa State, who lets this one bound into the end zone. Each team has had the ball once. Neither able to generate points. We're underway in Norman, Oklahoma. Iowa State and the Sooners scoreless. About 5 minutes gone by in Norman, Oklahoma. No score. Iowa State set to get the ball for the second time today. Good effort by the Cyclone defense, and now our Chevy keys to success.
Well, Iowa State, they got to find big plays a must. They got to find some ways to muster some explosive plays, whether it be in the pass game, the return game for their special teams. But they've had troubles with that all year. And then Oklahoma I really think they need to just pound the rock. They need to run the ball. I think they have a significant advantage with their offensive line versus the Iowa State defensive line. I would expect at some point they will wear the Iowa State defense down with the run game.
Remember, Rojas gave himself up on 3rd down a while ago. Sam Richardson in at quarterback. I don't know that we expected to see him this early, carrying on 1st down. Runs it out to the 25 and picked up 5. I almost thought Rojas, after the pressure got on him, he gave himself up, thought maybe he had been injured on that last play, something we'll keep an eye on. Now, Richardson certainly capable. Began the year as the starting quarterback, but he too has been hurt. See him wearing that glove, a thumb injury on his throwing hand. Working out of the shotgun on 2nd down and 5. Swings it near side to Neely, who goes across the 30-yard line. He's got a 1st down. Out to about the 33.
Well, Rojas is back in the game, but they do like putting Richardson in. They have a little package for him the last few weeks. He's the better athlete of the 2 quarterbacks, so they like to run the ball with him. And like you said, Adam, he's got the experience and played the position a lot.
Good to see that Rojas is back in and not injured. That's Bibbs in motion. Wimberly gets the carry going left side, nothing doing as he bounces it out to about the 35-yard line. Iowa State looked good on their first drive. Only problem for them, they got the penalty that put them behind the chains, much like Oklahoma, a place they don't want to be, but so far so good. The Cyclones showing some positive signs. 2nd and 8. Rojas looking to throw. He does. Little or no gain on the play. Bibbs on the reception. Eric Stryker among those there to pull him down. Dominic Alexander, another one of those from his linebacking position that was in on the coverage.
Trying to find easy ways to get Rojas going here. They find an easy completion to Bibbs, but hard to do those kind of things against this Oklahoma defense. They are so well coached, very rarely out of position.
Mike Stoops back, 2nd season since he had left and taking over the head coaching job at Arizona, and you see his fingerprints all over this Oklahoma defense. Young, aggressive, and very capable. Rojas on 3rd and 8. Completes the pass to Bundridge. It's going to go out of bounds. Good enough for the 1st down across the 45-yard line.
Well, you'll see a nice route here by Bundridge. The thing that jumps out at me, this play should never be completed. This is a cover 2 defense by Oklahoma. That means there's safety help over the top. Cortez Johnson getting a start today because Aaron Colvin's out. He needs to play that more aggressively. Really should be all over that throw. Shouldn't let that get completed.
Closing on the midway point of the opening quarter. And keep it on the ground. This time it's Johnson who gets the carry. He takes it across midfield, goes into Oklahoma territory.
The thing Iowa State at least has done these first 2 drives is they changed field position, which is a big part of this game. Iowa State's defense is a pretty good unit, better than what you would see statistically. So for them to keep the ball on this side of the field will be a big help for them all day.
The other thing they've done, nice effort of working the clock, which is very important to keep the ball out of OU's hands offensively. Rojas on 2nd down and 4. Little option play, looked like he might want to throw it. Instead, he runs and basically got back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll set up 3rd down and 4. Cortez Johnson among those running him to the boundary.
Yeah, it looked like there was some sort of a mix-up there. Not sure if it was the quarterback, but to me it looked like it was Rojas' fault. Looked like he was supposed to roll out to the other side. Seemed like that was where his options were down the field.
Oklahoma undefeated this season at home. One of the reasons why, the crowd, 82,000 making noise on 3rd down. Rojas to pass deep down the right sideline. It is going to be intercepted, pulled in by the safety Hayes. He will run it back across the 20, and Oklahoma has got the football.
Well, I think that's the first time we saw the wind come into a play here today. Bundridge, he will be out to the left of your screen. He runs a double move, kind of open, Rojas throws it, wind kind of holds it in the air, and you see Stevan Taylor makes the tip, and Quentin Hayes gets the pick.
First turnover of the afternoon. OU's got the ball and the momentum when we return to Norman. Windy day in Norman, Oklahoma. And that wind wreaking havoc on the Iowa State offense on that last drive.
Yeah, they had a double move outside with Quinton Bundrage. He's open, but the wind is howling. And as an ex-quarterback, I'll tell you, the wind bothered me more than anything. I'd rather it rain, snow, whatever it is. The wind is tough to throw, and they do a little double move on Stevan Taylor, who's getting some playing time today. He does a good job just batting the ball in the air, and really a nice play by Quentin Hayes, who's played really well as of late at safety number 10.
Blake Bell working out of the pistol from the 17-yard line. Gonna run it on first down. That's Finch across the 20. Nice pickup, about 5 on first down before Jansen Watson made the tackle for Iowa State as we close on 6 minutes to play in our opening quarter. Bell keeps it on the ground. Finch a couple of tough yards as he slashed up the middle. Will set up a 3rd down and short for the Sooners.
This Iowa State defense, statistically, I know we talked about it earlier, they're better than what people think. They're really statistically down more because of the struggles of the offense and the offense's inability to score points and stay on the field. When that happens, the Iowa State defense has had some games where they've been worn down physically.
Williams, the motion man, running the option near side. Finch gets it, and he goes nowhere. Nice effort coming up to make the tackle, Corey Morrissey, and he got some help from Jaquez Washington, the free safety. The Sooners going to have to punt again.
Yeah, Morrissey, you see him at defense end here, does a good job making the quarterback pitch it. But Jaquez Washington, a guy that I know you and I have both talked about all week, really effective in the run game, a big safety. Number 5, he's 6'1", 220. He will be a big part, he'll play a big part today in stopping the OU run game.
Second punt of the day for Jed Barnett. This one comes from his own 15. And with the 8 of the win, this will be a long one. Coleman takes it in, out across the 20, gives up ground, running left. Had a small seam and ends up with a return of about 6 yards. Now, Iowa State turned it over the last time they had it offensively, but the defense responds. The Cyclones on the field when we return. Still no score in Norman, Oklahoma. 4:27 to play here at Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. Each team has had a couple opportunities offensively and neither able to do anything with it. And you got to give a lot of credit to that Iowa State defense. After turning over the football, the defense responded, and now the Cyclones have got it back. And Chris, there is little doubt, if Oklahoma wins today, what the headline will be in the paper tomorrow.
He is in rare air with these two guys. Barry Switzer, one of the all-time greats. Bud Wilkinson, one of the all-time greats. And Bob Stoops is right up there with them. Just done a great job his 15 years at Oklahoma. Not only a great coach, but a great person, develops young people. He has a lot to be proud of what he's done here at the University of Oklahoma.
Win today. Match Barry Switzer for most all time. Rojas sends Johnson in motion. Wimberly gets the carry. Nobody home there. Might have gotten a yard. Dominique Alexander, the true freshman from Tulsa, Oklahoma, able to make the tackle. 3rd on the team in stops is Alexander. Rojas to throw on 2nd down. Swings to Wimberly. Always dangerous when he's got the ball. Near a 1st down as he falls at the 40-yard line. A yard shy. Gino Grissom tripped him up, or he might have gotten a lot more.
Yeah, nice little screen play here. Good call by offensive coordinator Courtney Messingham. And Grissom does a good job in pursuit, making the tackle. That would have been a 1st down.
Iowa State goes quick, trying to catch Oklahoma off guard. It's going to be close to the 1st down. Chantrell Johnson got the carry there. Again, it was Alexander in the neighborhood making the stop. They say it is good for a first down, and Iowa State, who's had a bad theme of going 3 and out on early possessions, they're yet to score this year on their opening possession of the game, but they are looking decent here in the first quarter. Throw left side incomplete to Bibbs. A lot of pressure coming, a flag, and it could very well be a hold.
Holding. Offense. Number 74. 10-yard penalty. First down.
That one going to go against the center, Tom Farniok. His brother Derek actually plays on the offensive line for Oklahoma, one of the backups. One of the top linemen of the Big 12. 38 career starts for Farniok, but he gets called for the penalty here. And again, Iowa State, who had some momentum, sees themselves in a 1st and 20 situation.
Not the situation the Iowa State offense wants to be in. Not a real explosive passing team. These are kind of the ongoing themes for the Iowa State offense all year long.
Rojas to throw it. Alexander bringing pressure on a blitz, and it's incomplete left side trying to find Johnson. This Oklahoma defense will mix it up.
They will. They're a great defense. They do a lot of stuff. They can rush 3, rush 4, play all types of coverages. You know, you talked about it earlier, defensive coordinator Mike Stoops. He's all over it every week, and of course he has his brother, head coach Bob Stoops. That's 2 good defensive minds together. And it's the reason why they've been so successful here since Bob Stoops took over.
2nd down and 20. Rojas working out of the shotgun. Wimberly and Jeff Woody back there with him in the running back positions. Nice catch over the middle. This one hauled in at the 35-yard line. Well short of the first down. Pickup of 5 for E.J. Bibbs.
You know, you've seen this a lot all year long from Iowa State. It's always something offensively. We've seen penalties here early that have kind of put them behind the chains. But as you watch them and study them, it's a missed open receiver by the quarterback, or it's a drop ball by the receiver, or a holding or a missed block by the offensive lineman. Just unable to kind of put it all together throughout the year.
3rd down and 16. Rojas feeling pressure, steps up, throws, caught. First down. Out of bounds on the far sideline. Quentin Buttridge has the grab.
Nice play by Buttridge. You see him here in the slot. He's running what we would call a flag route. Just does a good job sticking his foot in the ground right where the chains are. And Rojas does a really good job stepping up in the pocket and making a nice, accurate throw into the wind, I might add.
Buttridge averaging over 50 yards a game receiving. That for a team that doesn't throw the ball a whole lot. And before Neely can get going on the carry on 1st and 10, we get a flag.
Ball start. Offense. All 11 players were not set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. First down.
A lot of penalties early today.
Yeah, and like we were saying a minute ago, this is just one of these things that Iowa State's had trouble with all year. They get a nice, big, positive play in the pass game. They come out with a little tempo on 1st down, try to catch the Oklahoma defense off sides. They're not all on the same page. Snap the ball. Not everybody's set. Now they're back at 1st and 15.
Clock rolls down to 2 minutes to play first quarter. Rojas complete again. Bibbs again, close to another first down as he takes it to the 35-yard line. Bibbs making his presence known early. Frank Shannon, the middle linebacker, pulled him down on the tackle.
Bibbs is just a tough matchup no matter who covers him. He's a little too fast and quick for linebackers, and he's just too big for safeties and corners. So he is a very friendly target to any quarterback.
2nd down and 2. Here's Neely running around the defense, trying to pick up some room outside. It appears he got enough for the first down as he raced to the sticks in front of the strong safety Quentin Hayes. You mentioned it a moment ago. What Iowa State is doing is impressive offensively against this defense, but even more impressive the fact they're doing it into the wind. They'll have the wind at their back in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, Iowa State, the 1-8 record just really doesn't indicate at how well they've played at times this year in the Big 12.
Quick pass left. Coleman's got it. Inside the 25-yard line. Zach Sanchez pushed him out of bounds. But not before he picked up 7.
Just a simple little screen, wide receiver screen, a bubble screen, what you would call it. Justin Coleman, who's got very dependable hands, and runs a little bit better than I think people expect when he gets out here on the field. Does a good job turning it upfield. But a nice accurate throw there by Rojas, letting the receiver down the field so he can make a run after the catch.
Third play, we've seen Sam Richardson in at quarterback. We know he can run the football. Second on the team in rushing here. He hands it off. And another first down. Aaron Wimberly gets the carry. Falls down close to the 20-yard line.
People shouldn't be surprised Iowa State hanging in here right now. I know they're 1-8, but they've lost 5 games that were one-score games. You know, other than the Oklahoma State game, the Kansas State game, the Baylor game, those 3 games, they got a little overpowered and really just didn't have the manpower to compete with those guys. But everybody else, they've played well.
Whistle and another flag. One of the coaches, and I couldn't tell from the box here if it was Paul Rhodes. It was. He was irate on the far sideline. You see him here. Might have been a substitution infraction because there was a lot of in and out for Iowa State prior to the flag, and Coach Rhodes may get his wish. They've discussed it among the officials.
There is no foul on the play for illegal substitution. Number 28 came in and did not get into formation.
Well, he threw a fit and got his wish. That's what you like out of a head coach. He points it out to the officials get together and make the right call.
Rojas was back in at quarterback. He stays in here. Gonna pass, dumps it left flat. That's Neely, who has positive yardage again inside the 15. Pushed out of bounds on the far side. Looked like Eric Stryker might have even gotten a hand on that ball when he threw it.
I think you're right. The ball got tipped, but nonetheless, it got to the running back, Neely. I like what Iowa State's doing here. A lot of stuff into the flat, short passing game, letting the receivers run, and an occasional down the field throw.
You saw their numbers in the red zone this year. Pretty good for the Cyclones once they go inside the 20. That's where they will be as we flip the field. The first 15 minutes in the books in Norman, Oklahoma. We've played to a scoreless tie. Good to have you with us on a college football Saturday in Big 12 country. Second quarter action when we return on Fox Sports 1. First quarter complete here at Oklahoma Memorial Stadium, and now we look at our forward stat comparison.
As you can see right there, Iowa State kind of having their way, doing a good job of mixing pass and run. But really the surprising thing to me is just the ability to throw the ball so far here on this Oklahoma defense. E.J. Bibbs a little bit in the middle of the field, and a nice explosive play on a 3rd and long to number 9, wide receiver Quentin Bundridge. Coach Paul Rhodes got to be happy with the way his offense is executed here early, other than just a few penalties here and there.
Showed you how good they are in the red zone this season. 24 trips, 23 times. They've been able to take care of business. They're going to throw it. Incomplete. Richardson looking into the end zone to Bibbs, and he couldn't find him on 2nd down and 1.
Yeah, good formation use right there by Iowa State. They got single coverage with their guy that they want, E.J. Bibbs, number 11. He's one-on-one with a smaller corner there. Just Rojas didn't quite make the accurate throw.
Actually, Richardson back in there at quarterback, and that's where they will stay on 3rd down and 1. Ball spotted inside the Oklahoma 15-yard line. Bundridge, the motion man. That's Wimberly behind Richardson. He gets the carry going right. Got an angle to the corner. Sheds a tackle and goes inside the 5-yard line, setting the Cyclones up 1st down and goal at the Oklahoma 4.
Yeah, Wimberly shows you his speed right here. We talked about it earlier, the most explosive guy on this Iowa State offense. He is certainly capable of getting the edge. The one thing I want to talk about is, you know, Richardson coming back in the game. You ask him to throw the ball. I didn't even realize he was in there on that 1st down, or the 2nd down, the corner throw to E.J. Bibbs. But very hard to come off the bench and come in and throw the ball accurately when you've been sitting over there for a few minutes.
He stays in for the 1st down and goal. And he has to call a timeout.
First charge timeout, Iowa State.
Iowa State on the move, looking to score when we return to Oklahoma. Just underway in the second quarter. Iowa State burns their first time out of the half. Pretty good place to use one, because these are big plays for the Iowa State offense. First down and goal inside the Oklahoma 5. And you and I just talking during the break, Chris, getting 6 here a must for the Cyclones.
Huge for the Cyclones. A 1-8 team. Build some confidence. Put some pressure on OU. Don't want to settle for 3 when you get down here in these type of situations. 6 points will go a long way for the Iowa State Cyclones, especially with their defense and the way it plays.
Richardson stays in at quarterback. That's Johnson behind him. Good option. Richardson going to the corner. Touchdown. He kept the ball and fooled everybody. An easy walk in from 4 yards out. Second straight week, Richardson has a rushing touchdown, and both of them coming off the bench. How poised is Richardson from the sidelines?
First thing, smart timeout by Paul Rhodes. Great play call by Courtney Messingham. They thought they might have some advantages with the quarterback running on the edge today. But great job by Richardson. He shows you some of his athletic ability.
Cole Netton adds the extra point. Iowa State on top 7-0. A 4-yard run, a 14-play drive. Sam Richardson with the capper to the corner. Great play fake. And Paul Rhodes, the coach, feeling good about the Cyclones on the road. Iowa State on top of Oklahoma, 7-0 with 14:18 to play here in our first half. The drive, 14 plays, 69 yards. And Richardson able to finish it off. 5:09 is the time covered. Second straight week Richardson's gotten in the end zone.
14-play drive. Really the impressive thing about that right there. Wearing down the OU defense. Things are looking good for Iowa State right now. We thought that this could be a letdown game for Oklahoma. I know you and I talked about it during the week, Adam, coming off a tough loss to Baylor, and they got Kansas State, Oklahoma State in front of them the next 2 weeks. Maybe they've overlooked this Iowa State team and are sleepwalking a little bit here early.
Edwin Arceo kicks it away. No return here with that wind at his back. Oklahoma starts to the 25. As we look back at the scoring drive for Iowa State, big play, third down in a bunch. Rojas, who was 6 for 7 since the interception, finding Bundridge for the first down hookup.
Yeah, Rojas did a nice job there. The biggest thing, throwing it into the wind. You see Wimberly there, running around the edge. And then the nice play design by Iowa State, and a good job by Sam Richardson getting in the end zone.
I have to admit, I wasn't sure who had the ball on the play. Richardson sold it well. He gets 6. Here's Bell with Williams behind him. He's going to throw it. Now running. And he might have gotten 5 as he takes it close to the 30-yard line before he's knocked down by Willie Scott. Bell a little bit slow to get up.
Something I'd like to see a little bit more of out of Blake Bell. Good hit by Willie Scott. But Blake Bell, I like that. He's a good athlete, nothing there downfield. Get off the receivers, go make a play with your legs.
No doubt that's his strong suit. 2nd and 5. Williams gets the carry, breaks the tackle. Across the 40, at midfield, and he may go. No, they say he stepped out of bounds. Damian Williams running free, and they're going to rule he went out of bounds back around the 47-yard line. He picked up 17.
Yep, just a little power play off the edge, guards pulling, and Damian Williams, to me, the best running back on this Oklahoma team. He's explosive and powerful. Got a bad snap right here. It's going to put Oklahoma in a 2nd and 12 or 13. But I really like this Damian Williams kid, number 26. He's got some power. He goes 5'11", 211. And when I watch Oklahoma's offense, he's the running back that jumps off the screen to me with the most explosive ability and the best power of the group as well.
So we've seen Rojas and we've seen Richardson over on the Iowa State sideline, and now they're changing things up at quarterback with Trevor Knight for Oklahoma. He gives on the draw. Some running room here, and it closes up quickly. Ball was fumbled by Williams, but they say he was down as he went out to the 44-yard line. So Trevor Knight seeing his first opportunity. He was the starter when the season began, got banged up, and once Bell started, he's never given it up.
Yeah, Trevor's got a really good, he's the most athletic out of the two quarterbacks, can really run, a little bit smaller than Blake Bell, 6'1", 201, but they like putting him in the game, change the pace, give the defense to think about, something to think about with him running the ball and some of the read option plays they have.
Tough situation here, 3rd and 13. He's going to tuck it and run. Going left, across midfield, hit at the 45 and brought down 2 yards shy of the first down.
I think Blake Bell might be shaken up here, though. I do see him sitting over on the bench. I think he might have got a little dinged in the head when defensive end Willie Scott went in. So this is not just something the OU offense is doing to change the pace. I think Blake Bell has some sort of injury on the sideline.
There you see Bell on the sideline talking with the trainers. Knight stays in. Offense stays in the field. 4th down and 2 from the Iowa State 45. Knight keeps, and he's got the first down. Hit right at the marker, spun, and got plenty of yardage. Jacquez Washington wrapped him up, but a big 4th down pickup there for the Sooners. Quick pass near side. Little shake move by Saunders, going nowhere. He lost yardage on the wide receiver screen. Jansen, Watson, Deion Broomfield, who had an interception last week, made the tackle.
So important with those type of plays, a bubble screen to the receiver, to lead the receiver on his downfield shoulder so he can make a play with the ball after the catch. There, the ball a little bit behind him. Iowa State's defense gets a little bit extra time to recover and make the gang tackle.
Loss of 2. Williams went in motion. They're throwing the other way to Saunders. Had a little room, but could not make it happen. Jevin Miller made the tackle. Miller, one of those key linebackers, was questionable when this game began. Been dealing with stress on both ankles, but he's able to get the start and making an impact early. Sets up a 3rd down and about 9.
Yeah, Miller, we've talked about Jeremiah George, 52, but Miller's another guy in the Iowa State defense. Been very impressive to watch on film, a good athlete. Both these linebackers for Iowa State can really run.
Knight on 3rd down, going to put it up. Over the middle, first down, Saunders inside the 30. He hauled it in front of Jacquez Washington.
Knight does a good job in the pocket, got Saunders running the in-cut, makes a nice accurate throw.
Going fast. Brennan Clay gets the carry. He's going to lose yardage. Once again, Jevin Miller coming over to make the stop. You know, Oklahoma trying to play fast a little bit here on this drive, not working to their advantage. Give credit to the Iowa State defense for being ready. Second down, officially they'll call it 11. Full house backfield for Knight. Little play action. Looking left, got a man. Bester inside the 10. Oklahoma, first down and goal. He pulled it in front of Sam Richardson.
Yeah, had the big run package in there. Oklahoma, they bring in tight end 82 Brandon Green, and then they got fullback 48 Aaron Ripkowski in the backfield. Defense expecting some type of run. Good play call by offensive coordinator Josh Heupel. Little play action pass. And Knight throws a nice ball outside on the skinny post.
Spot the ball just inside the 8. Knight fakes the play, keeps running left. Knight has gotten a yard. Sam Richardson with a tackle there.
Nice little play action, get the linebackers to draw up, and then a nice accurate throw to Colton Bester, who's a big target and very receiver-friendly.
And he has to step up because Sterling Shepard knocked out of the game at Baylor and not playing today. A big loss, one of the top receivers for Oklahoma. Second down and goal. Knight to Clay. Churning. Might have gotten it down to the 5. Pickup of a yard.
He had 1 yard on the play.
Closing on the midway point of the second quarter. Oklahoma's got the ball for only the 3rd time today, trailing 7-0 to Iowa State. Big 3rd down and goal here. Knight going to fade, left side, incomplete. He was trying to get Bester. Richardson would have no part of it. Good coverage.
Just a simple fade route, trying to give their big receiver, Bester, who's 6'3", a chance to go up and make a play. Tough because it's into the wind, and Richardson does a really good job of staying on top of Bester and keeping his eyes on the quarterback. Good stand by Iowa State's defense. That was big for them to hold Oklahoma to 3.
22-yard field goal try for Michael Honeycutt. 17 of 20 on the year. Make it 18 of 21. He knocks it through. And Oklahoma gets on the board. But the Iowa State defense with a nice effort keeps him out of the end zone. And the Cyclones have the ball when we return.
Tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
Fox College Saturday presented by Kay Jewelers continues. We got some good ones today. 12th ranked Oklahoma State taking on 24th ranked Texas, a huge one in the Big 12. That's on Fox. Then in the Pac-12, Utah takes on 6th ranked Oregon. That's right here on Fox Sports 1. Then the nightcap, Texas Tech and 5th ranked Baylor. Bears trying to stay undefeated on Fox. You see the Big 12 standings. Texas, Baylor, and Oklahoma State all controlling their own destiny. If they win out, they win the Big 12. But the schedule is perfect. Huge matchups down the stretch in this league.
It is. It's really awesome to see Big 12, all the big boys playing here, playing each other here at the end, especially with a conference that doesn't have a championship game. At least all the on-the-field play, we're going to get to see it firsthand and let it figure it out the old-fashioned way.
Squib kick into the wind. Going to be gathered in by Neely back inside his own 10-yard line. He returned one 98 yards last week, and this time he runs it out across the 25 and near the 30. That's where the Cyclones will have it, leading 7-3 in Norman, Oklahoma.
Coming up on the Pizza at Halftime Show, plenty of sights from around the Big 12 here in Week 12. The Buckeyes jump out early as they go for 22 straight wins, and action from Indiana and number 22 Wisconsin. If you can actually see the highlights, you'll understand at the break.
Thanks, Rob. We look forward to seeing you in 7 minutes and 26 seconds. A little bit of a surprise here in Norman, Oklahoma. On senior day, the Sooners trailing 7-3 to Iowa State. Give a lot of credit to Paul Rhodes' team, who has not won this season in conference play, but doing a nice job on the road this afternoon.
Action from the 32-yard line. 1st and 10.
Grant Rojas back at quarterback. Going to throw it on 1st down. Swings it to Wimberly, who's got positive yardage, cuts back, breaks a tackle, and takes it to near midfield. Let's get a game break. Lowe's never stop improving. Here's Patrick O'Neill.
Number 3, Ohio State, Illinois, 21 straight wins, longest in the nation for the Buckeyes. Braxton Miller to Carlos Hyde, who turns into Dr. Jekyll. It's right now 28-0 in the second quarter. Ohio State's won 21 straight, on their way to 22. Adam and Chris.
Here it's 7-3. And running opportunity for Neely, who's got another 1st down and takes this one inside the Oklahoma 30. And at the end of a play, a flag.
Looks like it was a face mask on Oklahoma. So they're going to get 15 more yards out of this.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 15. 15-yard penalty will be added at the end of the run. 1st down.
Play nets out 37 yards, gain of 22 on the run.
Running the ball well, Iowa State's offense is. One thing to remember, defensive lineman, Charles Tapper, probably the best defensive lineman on Oklahoma, not playing because he got a personal foul last week, so he's out for the first half. They're not real deep on the defensive line. 14-play drive last drive, now coming out again, might be a little tired.
Rojas to the end zone, incomplete. Unable to hang on in the back corner, Quentin Bundridge. Another flag on the play.
And there is a penalty down on the play.
Ineligible men downfield. Number 11 was covered up by an outside receiver. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Those are the mistakes that will drive a coach crazy. I'm sure they've lined up in that formation 500 times this year. No communication between the tight end and the receiver, who's on the line of scrimmage, who's off. And now it's 1st and 15.
I've never seen any mistake that didn't drive a coach crazy. Just for the record.
That's a good point.
1st and 15 from the 20. Rojas looking to throw again. Overshoots his man down around the 10-yard line. Trying to find Dondre Daly. Came into the game with 12 catches on the year. Zach Sanchez, the freshman cornerback there to cover him. Bibbs in motion. Running it near side. Room. Out inside the 15 to about the 11 for Chantrell Johnson.
Again, I like the play design. They bring in the big fullback, Jeff Woody, to lead up in the hole. Bibbs at tight end gets a nice block downfield. And Iowa State's run game continuing to impress me as I sit here and watch.
You mentioned Woody, number 32. Fifth-year senior, do anything he can to help this team win. He's in the game on 3rd and 6. Little play action. Speaking of Woody, they got him in the flat and he couldn't hang on. He fell forward and may have had the first down, but that one thrown a little bit behind him. And a kicking situation for Iowa State. This time in the red zone, they're only going to get a field goal try, not going to get 6 points.
Oklahoma brings the corner blitz here, and I think corner 15, Zach Sanchez, gets a hand on the ball, tips it, makes the throw inaccurate, but nonetheless a good drive by the Iowa State offense answering after the long Oklahoma drive.
Cole Netton, 7 of 10 this year. This one a 29-yard attempt from the left hash, right down the boulevard. Iowa State unable to get in the end zone, but they get points, stretching their lead to 10-3 over Oklahoma. Back to Norman after a break. Iowa State on top of Oklahoma, 10-3 our score with 5:52 to play here in the opening half. The Sooners about to get the ball back, only their 4th offensive possession of the day, and that's tough for a team that's been struggling and is without their starting quarterback, Blake Bell, who took a big hit earlier from Willie Scott.
Yeah, I think that was the hit right there. I think it's something, I'm not sure what it is, but if I had to guess, I would say his head got dinged up a little bit there. Might have got his bell rung. Nice use of words there.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Trevor Knight did come on in relief on that last drive. Bell stayed in the game for one more play. Then Knight came in, picked up a couple of 3rd downs, and led Oklahoma to a field goal. Arceo kicks it deep. Wind behind him. But Finch going to bring it from the goal line. This kid's got speed. He's got room left side. There's a flag down, but Finch has the corner. Finch near midfield, but once again, a flag has been thrown back inside the Oklahoma 20-yard line.
During the return, holding, return team, number 45, 10-yard penalty, first down.
What'd you say about coaches and not liking mistakes earlier?
Well, especially when they're self-inflicted mistakes, I should say. But Iowa State, let's talk about them right now, what they've done, just how their game plan is complementing itself. Defense is kind of playing a bend, don't break style of defense. They don't let a lot of big plays. They got good corners on the edge. that keep the receivers in front of them, and they've done a pretty good job for the most part in the run game. And Iowa State's offense to this point had a lot of success running the ball, and they've done a good job of finding easy, manageable completions for both quarterbacks, Grant Rojas and Sam Richardson.
Keep in mind here, pretty strong wind blowing toward the north. Oklahoma going right into it. The Iowa State defense has been great today. Here's Knight giving to Williams. Picks up about 5 on first down. Corey Morrissey making the stop for the Cyclones. Tough day for offensive coordinator Josh Heupel, not getting many opportunities for his offense here in the second quarter going into the wind. Got to be pretty gutsy to throw the ball very far down the field. Williams in the backfield with Knight. Williams across the 15, set down by Willie Scott. Bring up a third down.
The one thing quarterback Trevor Knight's going to bring is he does bring the run element a little bit more. Iowa State's defense is prepared for Blake Bell all week. With Trevor Knight, the offense is a little bit different, a little bit more spread out. And you see the what everybody calls the spread option a little bit more when Trevor Knight is in that quarterback.
Sooners 2 of 6 on third down today. Need a couple of yards here. Gonna run it with Williams, and he's got more than enough as he crosses the 20 and falls down to the 22-yard line. That's where Jaquez Washington, second leading tackler in the Big 12, made the stop. I'll tell you what, that was a first down that's big for this team that really needs to move the ball and perhaps more importantly keep it out of the hands of Iowa State. 4 minutes to play in the opening half. Knight gonna pass, going down the left sideline, and he overthrows his man. Saunders couldn't run under it, and I'm not a quarterback, but that appeared to be one of those situations where he's overcompensating for the wind in his face.
You're exactly right, Adam. Like I was saying earlier, it is really tough to throw in the wind as a quarterback. I was always more of a fan if it was raining or snowing. I felt like it could handle that, but the wind, it's just hard to judge at times how much you got to put on it, how much you got to take off of it.
Saw Blake Bell on the sideline. Tough for him. All they can do is watch. Here we go. Little reverse. Coming near side. Saunders pinned up. Going to run the other way. This not going the way he wants. A huge loss. Corey Morrissey among the Cyclones who stayed home and eventually made the stop.
Iowa State's defense, really a well-coached unit. Very disciplined. Willie Scott does a good job of staying patient on the backside, not letting the reverse get outside of him, forces it back inside to where there's more help and more Iowa State defenders.
Now third down and 19 from your own 13-yard line. Tough spot for Trevor Knight. Looking left, he's going to take off and run. Penalty flag comes in. They'll be well short of the first down. Likely a hold on the play. We'll wait and see if it is. You decline and make them punt it away.
Holding. Offense. Number 74. Penalty is declined. Fourth down.
You know, the weight of the world about to go on the shoulders of Jed Barnett, who is going to have to punt this one from back around his own goal line into the wind.
And the biggest thing I look at, Iowa State's had 2 long drives in a row. Oklahoma's defense might be a little worn down. It's a quick turnaround for them to get back here on the field.
So a timeout is called here with 3:01 to play in the first half. Coming up next, over on Fox, 12th ranked Oklahoma State on the road to get 24th ranked Texas. You know, the Texas success, they're unbeaten in Big 12 play, really began in Ames, Iowa. Won a tight game there. Many believe they shouldn't have. And here they are on the road with an opportunity to take another step toward the Big 12 title.
Have really built on that momentum. against Iowa State, then went to Dallas and beat this Oklahoma team, which was an impressive victory, but they've been rolling ever since. And their run game is what really has jumped out at me. Case McCoy's done a good job, but the Texas run game has made them a very tough team to defend.
Coleman calls for the fair catch. And he pulls it in at the Cyclone 42-yard line. So the defense does their job. Wind working to your advantage. And now the offense with the football, 10-3 lead, 2:53 to play here in our first half. What are you doing here on the offensive side of the ball? How aggressive do you want to be?
I would not be real aggressive. Continue to just stay what they've been doing, Iowa State. Run the ball, high percentage completions in the pass game. Don't make anything too complicated. Don't get too aggressive.
Rojas hands it off to Wimberly. He might have gotten a yard before Dominique Alexander, the two freshmen, brought him down.
Your defense has been playing well if you're Iowa State. You got good field position right now. You're up by 7 with 2.5 minutes to go. Play smart. At the very worst, you don't want Oklahoma to get a chance to maybe get some points on the board here before the first half ends, especially when they get the ball to start the second half.
That was Gary that went in motion, trying to set up the wide receiver screen. Bundridge on the edge makes the catch, but he's going to go not too far. Cortez Johnson, who got the start today in place of the injured Aaron Colvin, made the tackle for Oklahoma. The redshirt sophomore stepping up and doing a nice job. 3rd down and 7. In an enviable position for this Iowa State offense.
No, but if you watch Iowa State the last few weeks, the guy to watch here is tight end number 11, E.J. Bibbs. You'll see him right here in the slot, but he has been the go-to guy in these situations.
In motion to the far side, that's the way they run it with Wimberly, who will go nowhere. Dominique Alexander goes over and makes the stop out of bounds, shy of midfield. And now a timeout has been called. Oklahoma wants to stop the clock so they can get the ball back and have a chance offensively with 1:29 to play. So if you're just joining us, it's Iowa State on top of Oklahoma 10-3. Huge 3rd down conversion late in the first quarter. Rojas, who had already thrown an interception, gets it to Bundridge on a 3rd and 12. Then they go to their right-hander out of the bullpen. Sam Richardson in at quarterback on the play fake, scores. Paul Rhodes very happy about that. Blake Bell knocked out on the ensuing drive. Since that time, it's been Trevor Knight's offense to run for Oklahoma, who did get 3 points, but Iowa State answered with 3 of their own, and that's how we arrive at our 10-3 score with 1:29 to play, and the Sooners going to get one more crack offensively.
The Bundridge completion on 3rd and long is the play that jumps out to me. That kind of gave this Iowa State confidence and momentum. And from that point on, they've been playing really well.
Vanderkamp kicks this one down to Saunders, who's going to try and return it from the 10-yard line. He slips a tackle and he's free. Running near side. Saunders across the 40. He might go. Jalen Saunders bringing life to Oklahoma on senior day. Give him 6. A 90-yard return. Just what the doctor ordered. When he caught that, I'm thinking, why not fair catch in that area of the field or let it go?
It was a risky play by Saunders, but he knows better than anybody. He's got the confidence and the ability. Just an absolute phenomenal play for Jalen Saunders and this Oklahoma team, hoping they can get some momentum and some energy back in this crowd and back in their team. And if you're Iowa State, You just got to be heartbroken right there with that turn of event.
Watch right here, Chris. They're looking at this.
Yeah, the right foot was close as I watched it in real time.
Either way, they're going to have great field position.
I think he's in all the way, though.
I think I saw plenty of green between his white cleats and the white chalk on the sideline. Well, you never know where you're going to get a lift. And Saunders, no doubt, has had to step up his game because Sterling Shepard, the young receiver that is so highly thought of in the Oklahoma camp, has been injured, got knocked out of the Baylor game. Bob Stoops seeing one of his seniors step up on senior day. And oh, how quickly the game can change. The crowd here has just seen the replay on the big board, and they cheering because they agree with us. They think Saunders stayed in, and now we get the official word from Dan Romeo.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
The 82,000 haven't had much to cheer about this afternoon. Finally, a big break for the Sooners.
Well, that's why there's 3 phases of the game. This is why Bob Stoops has won so many games at Oklahoma. He's good offensively. He's a great defensive mind. And special teams have always been a strength for Oklahoma under Bob Stoops.
Honeycutt, who hit a field goal earlier, trying to hit his first extra point of the day and tie it up, and he does. 1:09 to play first half. All knotted at 10 apiece. A game of inches. Sean Saunders able to keep it in bounds.
The one thing I was so impressed with being out of practice on Thursday. I mean, Bob Stoops, 15th year at Oklahoma, just the success, 3 national championship games, won one of them, but he has got his hands in everything. He's watching the offense, he's coaching the defense, and he was all over special teams and the detail of that, which is usually Thursday's a big special teams day for any college football team or pro football team.
But Chris, how about the decision to call timeout? Your defense gets a stop right around midfield. You know you're not going to have field position. You're going into the wind, only a minute and a half to go. Backup quarterback. It would be easy to say, let's wait for the second half because the Sooners will get the ball in the second half. He didn't, and now you see why.
It's not a game for the faint of heart. That's why he is who he is. He makes tough decisions, and he has a lot of guts to make some really 4th and 1 calls last week against Baylor, and of course the timeout and having the confidence in his offense and just trying to give them a chance to maybe get a field goal or points on the board, and Jalen Saunders has the big return, and now we're at 10-10, and it feels like the whole game has changed.
And I don't want to put a scare into the Sooner faithful, but they've got it teed up and ready to kick it off. And last week, Devondrick Neely did take one back 98 yards for Iowa State. Last time Honeycutt kicked one away, it was a squib. This time, out of a hole, he sends it to Neely, who grabs it inside the 10-yard line. Great coverage as he's buried at the 21. I'm guessing with 1:04 to play and 1 timeout, you do go pretty conservative here if you're Iowa State.
Yeah, I think a lot was dependent on what just happened there with the kick return. Nothing special. You got the ball at the 20. You got to be very careful here if you're Iowa State. I would expect you to run, screen. Oklahoma does have 2 timeouts. Make them burn them, and then hopefully you can run some clock down.
Rojas to Wimberly. Kid's powerful. Looked like he was stopped at the line of scrimmage. Spins ahead for 5 yards. Iowa State not in hurry-up mode here. They're not huddling, but they never do.
No, I think both teams are content. I don't think Oklahoma will use their timeout unless they get a big play here on defense. But I think they're content going in 10-10 because they get the ball in the second half, Oklahoma does.
Rojas Again to Wimberly, who gets a first down. Clock will stop to move the chains. And once they wind it, Iowa State would not have to snap it again. And it appears they will go to the locker room happy with a 10-10 tie on the road in Norman, Oklahoma. Well, Bob Stoops, 8-0 against the Cyclones in his career. But today, it's a tight one, 10-10 at the break. And now we go to Rob Stone in Los Angeles. It's the Pizza Hut halftime report.
All right, gentlemen.
College football is presented by Kay Jewelers. Welcome back, everybody. Norman, Oklahoma. Good one in the Big 12, all tied at 10 apiece here at the break. The Sooners and Iowa State. Good to have you with us with Chris Sims. I'm Adam Alexander as we get set for the second half. We got a good one going here, partner.
We really do. It's been exciting. Both sides have had their moments, but I mean, let's be serious. The big thing, the punt return before the end of the half by Jalen Saunders really changed the whole dynamic of this game, where Iowa State really controlled most of the first half.
Sometimes when you can't get it going offensively, you turn to special teams. That's how it went down for Oklahoma in the first half. Iowa State got on the board first. Sam Richardson capping a long drive, goes in from 4 yards out on the quarterback keeper. Paul Rhodes ecstatic. On the other side at quarterback, Blake Bell goes out of the game after this big hit. Trevor Knight would come on in relief. It was 10-3 with like a minute and a half to go in the first half. That's when Jalen Saunders got loose, taking this one back 91 yards. Second punt return for touchdown in his Oklahoma career. He took one back 81 last year against Oklahoma State. And with that, we are all tied at the break, 10-10. Here are our Kay Jewelers halftime stats. The rush yards in favor of Iowa State. 88 on the ground for them. And how about the passing? 103 for the Cyclones, only 44 for OU. Some of that having to do with the fact that Iowa State really maximized their opportunities with the wind in that first half of play. Oklahoma deferred to start the game. They will get it to begin second half action, and this one goes through the end zone. Trevor Knight and company going to start their first drive of the second 30 minutes at the 25-yard line. Well, what do you want to see here? Come out, tied at 10, got a little momentum after the punt return. How aggressive are you offensively if you're Bob Stoops, Josh Heupel and company?
Well, I think you get after it. Trevor Knight, he did some good things there in his last opportunity, that last drive when they went down and got 3 points. You come out aggressive if you're Oklahoma. I think you rely on the run a little bit here just to start it out. See if you can't pound this Iowa State defensive line a little bit.
Knight, a little fake to Williams. Rolling right, just going to keep it one-on-one with a safety. Picks up 5 or 6 yards as he goes out around the 30-yard line. And we talk so much about Blake Bell as a rusher. Knight not bad, 186 yards on the year coming in. Averages 6.9 per carry. Little pressure coming here, and it leaves a hole wide open for Williams, who's running free across midfield. Damian Williams, second play of the second half, touchdown Oklahoma. "69 yards and big plays becoming a theme for the Sooners."
Huge hole up the middle. And Damian Williams shows you his speed. I thought they might rely on the run game here early just to set the tempo again and regain the physicality of the game. Nice play call. There was your read option.
Trevor Knight made the nice read, gave it the ball to Damian Williams. And now it's 17-10.
Michael Honeycutt stays perfect on the day. He's got a field goal, now a pair of extra points. And the Sooners have scored 14 straight in a matter of about 2 minutes. You look at George in the middle of the play, just gets kicked out.
Yeah,
great effort by Bronson Irwin, the right guard.
You're right. Great blocking by the Oklahoma offensive line. Not sure if it was George there or if it was defensive tackle number 9, Rodney Coe. But either way, somebody was wrong in their gap assignment for the Iowa State defense, and that led to the big play. I really like Williams. I know I talked about it a little bit in the first half. To me, he gives them the best chance to be a really good offensive run team.
For Damian Williams, his 6th rushing touchdown of the year. Over 1,300 career yards for the senior from California. Does this change the way you played off your Iowa State, trailing for the first time today?
No, I really don't think it should. You continue to stay with that game plan that you had in the first half. Stay patient with your run game. Mix in the pass a little bit, but don't panic if you're Iowa State. It's still a one-score game. Just try to put something together here to get momentum and some energy back on your side.
Nick Hodgson, normally the kickoff man for Oklahoma, but today with this win, we've been seeing Michael Honeycutt a lot. And this is the 3rd time he's had to tee the ball up because the wind keeps blowing it off the tee. He's finally got it set. Paul Rhodes and company going to have to come from behind in the second half, trailing at 17-10. Look at that ball hang up with the wind. Neely runs up, gets under it. Shoots out across the 30-yard line to the 31. Not bad field position for Iowa State. Derek Woods, one of those in the wide receiver rotation, made the tackle. So here comes Iowa State. First offensive possession of the second half. And for the first time today, we're going to see Charles Tapper, big number 91, suspended in the first half after throwing that punch at Baylor. We'll see what he brings to this run defense for the Oklahoma Sooners.
Yeah, Tapper, the best defensive player on Oklahoma, in my opinion. Just look at him. He looks like a player in his uniform.
Let you know when it's back up.
But I'm kind of excited to see the adjustments by the Oklahoma defense. Of course, Tapper would help stop the run game. Iowa State had a lot of success on the off-tackle runs in the first half, so Tapper will change that. But the Stoops brothers together are usually so good at adjusting at halftime. I'm interested to see what they've done in the locker room.
Rojas gets the call to start the second half. And how about the defense coming from his nickel back position? Julian Wilson makes the stop.
Yeah, you see Julian Wilson right here. He's lined up over the slot receiver. He just simply blitzes off the edge. But there's your first adjustment. You see what the Stoops brothers did. Mike Stoops, defensive coordinator, what he did at halftime. I'm sure he knows they had some success running the ball on the edge, off tackle. He's going to try to take that away from this Iowa State offense.
And as you and I talked about last night, this Oklahoma defense, one of the best anywhere at adjusting on the fly. Second down at 16. Loss of 6. Rojas throws incomplete. Bundridge can't hang on. And right away, a third and way too many for the Cyclone offense.
It's unbelievable how quickly a game can change in football. Iowa State dominates the first half for the most part, and here we are the last 2 minutes of this game. It's been a 14-point swing in Oklahoma's favor.
Rojas to put it up. Pressure coming his way. He throws right, incomplete. Hayes, the safety, over on coverage, and he did a great job at taking out the top receiver, Quentin Bundridge, for Iowa State. A 3-and-out for the Cyclones.
I like Quentin Hayes, number 10 safety for Oklahoma. He's fun to watch when you watch the defense. He's very versatile, can cover receivers, tight ends, has the length to cover the tight ends because he's 6 foot, has good speed, and is a good tackler.
Vanderkamp going to punt this one just outside his own 10. Jalen Saunders bobbles this one and falls on it. Last time he took one 91 yards. Head coach Bob Stoops celebrating. Here he had him concerned, but the Sooners have the ball when we come back. Just underway in the second half, and Oklahoma wasting no time taking control of this game. They lead it 17-10 over Iowa State. Your head coach, Paul Rhodes, you got to be concerned because you come out of the gates, you enjoy an early advantage, and since that first quarter, the Sooners have really turned it up.
Yeah, they have. It's really ever since the Blake Bell injury, really, that they put a nice drive together there when Trevor Knight came in, moved the ball down the field, got a field goal, and now this Oklahoma offense looks like they have settled in, and they're a force to be reckoned with here for the rest of the game.
Roy Finch going to get his turn at running back. He sets up behind Knight. Ball spotted just across the 30. Finch spinning away from a tackle. There's a flag on the play as Roy takes it out to midfield, but this one likely coming back.
Holding. Offense. Number 79. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Holding penalty on Darrell Williams will negate the 17-yard pickup for Roy Finch.
A little bit of a head scratcher there. The ball was run to the offense's left. Darrell Williams playing right tackle. Not sure why he would even hold in that situation when the ball's so far away from him.
Damian Williams comes back in at the running back position. He just took 169 yards on the last drive. 6 carries today, 101 yards. That's a season high. Prior to today, his long on the season was 32. First and 20. Quarterback brawl. Right, not much happening. Rodney Coe, the kid you really like, made the tackle, the junior college transfer.
I really do like Rodney Coe. Just first of all, again, I know I said it before about Tapper, but he passes the look test. You see number 9 right here, right defensive tackle. But just does a good job of really just holding his ground, reading Trevor Knight, shedding left guard Adam Snead, and making the tackle.
Coe, one of 5 players on the Iowa State roster that transferred from Iowa Western Community College. They won the national title a year ago. Undefeated. Here's Knight. Swing pass out to Williams. Saw what he can do out of the backfield on the ground here. Makes the catch, dances across the 30. Most of the penalty yards regained there. Set up third and about 10, and looks to be a little gimpy as he goes to the sideline. Brennan Clay comes in at the running back position as we go under 12 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Knight going to throw it on 3rd and 11. Looking right, receiver slipped, and it's incomplete. Jazz Reynolds, the man in the vicinity to catch it for Oklahoma. The Sooners going to have to punt it away, and you know that the big stumbling point for the Oklahoma offense today, Chris, has been penalties. I mean, when they don't pick up penalties and put themselves behind the chains, they really have done a nice job of moving the football.
Penalties have killed them, especially when you get a great first down run like they did away from the penalty call.
Penalty again. They hit Jed Barnett. Fair catch called for down at the 20 by Coleman. Now we get the announcement from Dan Romeo.
Foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
You know, it's been a season of disappointment for Iowa State. And a play like that, just another example of a club that's 1-8 on the year.
Yep, it's little things like that, and then this is what goes into what we talked about here in the first half. Iowa State's defense plays well, but here they are back on the field after making a nice stand. This is where you can get worn down against a big offensive line like Oklahoma has. Iowa State's kind of treading on thin ice right now. Need to be careful.
Wes Boyer got the penalty for roughing the kicker. Oklahoma ball at the 46-yard line. Knight to Finch. He got a couple.
Finch, the ball carrier.
One thing I'll say about this Oklahoma offensive line, they've done a very good job of getting to the second level. We haven't called number 52 Jeremiah George's name a whole lot today because they've made a point of emphasis all week in practice, get a body up on him, and they've done a good job of that today. Haven't seen him around the ball as much as I have, at least watching them the last few weeks.
George, the top tackler in the Big 12. Swing pass here to Finch. And right on cue, George, one of the players over trying to run him down. Play goes across midfield. They'll spot it just shy of the Iowa State 45-yard line. Set up third and about 2.
The Iowa State 45-yard line, 3rd and 1.
Knight keeps it. Muscles forward. Has enough for the first down. Inside the 45 down to about the 43. That's where Jaquez Washington, the free safety, made the stop. Hey, Trevor Knight coming off the sidelines, not easy to do. And I know he's got a lot of experience, not really a true backup quarterback. He's been poised today. Here, nothing downfield. He's going to run. Dives it inside the 40 down to about the 39-yard line, picking up positive yardage on first down.
You're right, though, Adam. He has been very poised. Came in the game in not a very easy situation. Made some nice throws into the wind. Made a smart decision right there. Nobody open downfield. Gets up in between the line of scrimmage. Scrambles for 4 or 5. Now they're in 2nd and 5. It's very manageable for Josh Heupel and the Oklahoma offense.
That's play behind him. Stick it in the gut. Play keeps drifting right inside the 35. Cuts it in. Inside the 25 and down to about the 22-yard line. Jeremiah George made the tackle. Good vision here by the running back.
Yep, sees the cutback lane. Does a good job finding it out to his right side. People got blockers, and then he finds the hole.
He picked up 16. And on first down, Knight throws it to the long side of the field where Bester goes down and digs it out. That's a bit of a dangerous pass when you're going into the wind and throwing it that far across the field.
Yep, but Trevor Knight throws a nice spiral. I saw it on Thursday. He's throwing spirals out here today. When you're a spiral thrower, it does help when the wind cuts through the air, as you can imagine, a little bit better than a wobbly ball.
Second down and 4. Play gets the call. Goes to the 15. Picked up 1. Long way to go in this football game. But mentally, if you're Iowa State, probably need to stop here. Right, this offense has operated in 2013. You don't want to be down 14 points midway through the 3rd quarter on the road. Knight going to pass, looking left, play out of the backfield. Had it zipped by his ear, incomplete. And here comes the field goal team for Bob Stoops.
Well, Trevor Knight, he'll be disappointed when he watches this on film. Little wheel route out of the backfield by Brennan Clay, wide open.
Just need to put a little air under that one, right?
Yep. Knight just a little off. And that goes back to kind of what you said. Maybe you overcompensate for the wind in a situation like that if you're a quarterback.
Spot this one at the 22-yard line. A try of 32 for Michael Honeycutt. 1 for 1 on the day. Bingo. 2 for 2. It's now a 2-possession game. Oklahoma leads it 20-10, and they got some help from Iowa State. Defense had made a stop. Roughing the kicker. Kept the ball in the hands of the Sooners. They can't get it in the end zone, but they add points. They're on top when we return to Norman. Oklahoma put some offense together here in the 3rd quarter. 123 yards compared to Iowa State's -6. That's why Bob Stoops and company are on top 20-10. This week we asked our Facebook fans who deserves to be number 3 the BCS. Baylor, Ohio State, Stanford. Overwhelmingly, people saying Baylor of the Big 12, 45%. Chris, what say you?
I say Ohio State. Haven't lost a game in 2 years. Urban Meyer coached football team. I just think they're a really well-rounded team, offensively, defensively. I'm not going to buy into the Baylor, Oregon type football teams until I see them win a national championship. I'm not totally sold that style of football can do it.
Baylor gets their next chance to make a statement for number 3 or better tonight on Fox. And they take on Texas Tech in what will likely be a shootout. And no Kevin Reese, who will be out. And probably for the remainder of the regular season. They're hoping to have him back for a bowl game. And that's a big loss when you look at the way they play football.
Big loss. Kevin Reese is one of the most explosive receivers in college football. Texas Tech coming off 3 losses in a row. Can their defense rebound? And who's going to start a quarterback for Texas Tech tonight? Those are all things I'm kind of pumped as just a college football fan to watch when I'm sitting on the couch next to you tonight watching football.
Iowa State on the road, trailing 2010, and here comes 82,000. Rojas in trouble, running to the near sideline, goes out of bounds, lost a couple. Dominique Alexander, the impressive freshman, over there to help make the play. Can't say enough about our crew. Hanging in there quite nicely.
Like a quarterback in the pocket, still got the shot and took the hit. I like it.
That's why our Phil Malika gave up camera operating for directing. He couldn't handle the physical play. Bundridge with a catch on the near sideline. Got enough for the first down, takes it out close to the 40. Good pitch and catch after the loss on first down.
Yeah, good easy completion for Rojas. And Bundridge, a big target. 6'2", 189, certainly capable of breaking some tackles from any corner in college football.
Pick up a 16 yards there. Iowa State not going away. Rojas with a little pressure. And this time he will go down. Frank Shannon bringing the pressure that time.
Oklahoma brings the blitz, brings Shannon up the middle. They got man-to-man coverage in the back end. Shannon just does a good job. Wimberly goes low, doesn't make a good block. That gives Shannon the chance to get the sack. But if you're quarterback Brand Rojas there too, you got to find a way to just get the ball out of your hand, make a safe throw to one of the one-on-one matchups down the field.
Second straight first down, they've had negative yardage. Rojas to Bundridge. Tried to wrestle away from Zach Sanchez, but could not do so. They'll spot the ball at the 43 after a pickup of 9.
A lot of good corners in this game today, and Zach Sanchez, 15 for Oklahoma. He is one of them, a redshirt freshman who's played really well all year long for the Oklahoma defense.
It's a big drive for Iowa State because they've got the wind with them. Maybe only one more possession in that situation here in the third quarter. Third down, Rojas over the middle. Too tall and incomplete. Trying to find the tight end, E.J. Bibbs. And the Cyclones going to have to punt. Quentin Hayes, the safety in coverage. And Rojas took a big hit as he got rid of it.
Oklahoma, they forced the hand of Iowa State, bring an all-out blitz. It's cover 0. There's no safety in the middle of the field. It's just one-on-one matchups all across the board. Oklahoma gets there, makes the quarterback get the ball out of his hand a little before he wanted to, and makes an inaccurate throw to E.J. Bibbs, who wouldn't have gotten the first down either way.
Saunders lets this one go into the end zone. Sooners have got it back at their own 20-yard line. The pressure put on by Chuka Indulaway. And that forces an errant pass on third down. Oklahoma ball when we come back to Norman. Closing on the end of the third quarter here in Norman, Oklahoma. 5:51 to play. 2010, the homestanding Sooners leading it. 2010 over top of Iowa State. Victims of Typhoon Haiyan in the Philippines urgently need your help. With your support, the American Red Cross is distributing relief items, repairing and rebuilding shelters, providing health care, clean water, and sanitation. To help victims of Typhoon Haiyan, please donate to Red Cross Disaster Relief today. Visit redcross.org or text Red Cross to 90999. Again, it's 90999 to give a $10 donation. So our cameraman, Dave, who was running the handheld over on the sideline, Dave Huffman giving the OU sign as they cart him off. He was injured on the play. Dave, taking one for the team, man. We wish you the best, and we thank you for your effort here today. Trevor Knight throwing on first down. That's Saunders. Behind him and low, incomplete.
One of the MOs of the Oklahoma offense this year, just the quarterbacks being a little inaccurate, missing throws here and there. The passing game has not quite hit on all cylinders. There's another example, a wide open Jalen Saunders. Knight throws the ball a little low, and it's an incomplete pass.
Second down and 10. Finch this time on the carry, got a big hole. Dances through across the 25-yard line. That's where Jeremiah George slams him down. Top tackler of the Big 12.
Well, Oklahoma is starting to have their way in the run game. Almost at 180 yards rushing for the day. Usually when they start to get to that point, that number, they're a pretty hard team to beat.
Power formation here. That's Aaron Witkowski, the lead blocker for Damian Williams, who gets the first down on 3rd and 1 across the 30. That offensive line starting to impose their will a little bit, and I'd be surprised if you're Oklahoma if you put it up a whole lot more here in the 3rd quarter, just because, one, you want to work some clock, and two, you're working into the teeth of that win. No need to give Iowa State any opportunities here.
You're totally right with that assessment, Adam, and the running game's just been phenomenal the last few drives.
Brennan Clay takes it out across the 35-yard line. Jaquez Washington made the tackle there. Go back to the situation you talked about with Knight and the incompletion and maybe not being on the same page. How much of that is a product of a 2-quarterback system, and you just don't have the same guy working it in practice full time every day?
It's certainly not easy as a quarterback who's been through that situation. You just don't get all the reps, don't get that timing and rhythm with your receivers. You get out here in a game, and things are just a little bit off.
No timing needed here. Hand off to Brendan Clay, and he is gone. Clay inside the 20, and in the end zone for the Sooners again, 63 yards. Second touchdown run of the day, north of 60. Damian Williams earlier in the quarter, and this time it's Brennan Clay, the 5'11" senior from San Diego. Extra point is good by Honeycutt. 27-10. Oklahoma starting to pull away. Brennan Clay, he wants to be a broadcaster when he gets done playing football. He would have had plenty to talk about on this play. 63 yards. Oklahoma starting to open it up on senior day. 27-10 our score here in Norman.
27-10 Oklahoma. Second time we've seen this big run here in the second half by the Oklahoma offense. Here's the A-gap. Here's your two guys, Jaquez Washington, Jevon Miller. Who's responsible for that A-gap? It's left wide open. I'm not sure which guy it is, but either way, somebody there has to be responsible for that gap. Brennan Clay reaps the benefit of the long run. Same exact run play we saw earlier in the half to start the 3rd quarter out of Damian Williams. Obviously, a running concept that this Oklahoma offense and offensive coordinator Josh Heupel like. And there's poor Wally Burnham, whose defense played so well in the first half. And really just right now, kind of getting outmanned. Just don't have the horses up front to compete with the big Oklahoma offensive line.
Short kick because of the wind. Albert Gary, first return of the day, smashed as he goes across the 20. Now let's get a game break. Sponsored by Lowe's, never stop improving. Here's Patrick.
And let's go to Madison, where number 22 Wisconsin is hosting Indiana. Heavy ground attack for the Badgers. This is all-everything wide receiver Jared Abradaris. His second rushing touchdown. Nice block from running back James White. Adam and Chris, well over 400 yards on the ground for the Badgers. They lead 37-3 in the fourth. Back to you.
We're not at 400, Patrick, but Oklahoma's starting to put up some big numbers on the ground as well. 247 for the Sooners. Albert Gary returned the kick. He's still down on the field, out across the 20-yard line. It's tough about the Gary situation, as Iowa State already without Jarvis West, a wide receiver and an outstanding kick returner. Gary up and going to the sidelines. The last thing the Cyclones need is another injured player. A long list of them, unfortunately, in 2013. Cyclones have the ball, trailing 27-10. Just under 4 minutes to go here in our third quarter. If you're just joining us on this Saturday afternoon, welcome to Norman, Oklahoma with Chris Sims. I'm Adam Alexander. Iowa State jumped on top in this game 7-0. 10-10 at halftime. All Sooners in the third quarter. Kimberly can't get back to the line of scrimmage. Ran it right, and Charles Tapper among the players there to get the stop. He's a difference maker.
He really is. Very versatile. Can play defensive tackle if they need him in passing situations, but just an absolute beast outside on the edge. If you saw him in person, you'd understand why he's so good right off the bat. He's got muscles everywhere on his body.
Second down and 11. Rojas going to put it up over the middle. Bibbs, the tight end, made a move toward the sideline, and the Oklahoma defense able to collapse, stopped him short of the yard to gain. They'll spot it at the 31. Third down and a yard and a half.
Iowa State's going to have to start throwing the ball a little bit more, not only because of the score, but Oklahoma obviously has changed their defensive game plan at halftime. They are pressuring more, trying to stop the run game from Iowa State.
First down. Wimberly powers through. You know what I like about Wimberly? He's quick. 5'9", 173. He's also got some power. You can use him on third and short.
He really does. He runs with great power. He's got a good set of legs on him, but just explodes through the hole. He's had some nice runs today. They might have to start using him a little bit in the passing game as well here.
Can you believe last year at the junior college level, he was in the backfield with Jake Waters, the offensive player of the year in the junior college ranks, who's now splitting time with Daniel Sands at Kansas State. Rojas too tall here. Couldn't find Wimberly in the flat. Eric Stryker over in the coverage. Hey, Stryker is a kid that is so versatile. Only a sophomore. We've seen him bringing pressure today. There he is out in coverage. A lot of options, a lot of versatility from Mike Stoops in this defense.
Yeah, the Oklahoma defense, the future is really bright. Just a lot of young people all across the board, especially in the front seven. Got some really good talent looking for the next 2 or 3 years.
Stryker bringing pressure. They go the opposite way and dump it to Wimberly. He makes the catch, but lost a yard. The pursuit by the Sooner defense has been really good here in this second half. Chuka Ndulue running down the back on the little dump-off pass. Third down and 11. Here comes pressure again, and Rojas gonna be sacked. Back inside the 30-yard line, Charles Tapper there to get him. Leads the team with 7 tackles for loss. Came in with 4.5 sacks.
Well, we said it a minute ago. It's just one of the things that the Stoops brothers, defensive coordinator Mike Stoops, that's what he's done here in the second half. He's bringing pressure, putting the quarterback under pressure in the pass game, and making the run game insignificant to this point.
4th sack of the day. Iowa State has to punt. And it's a good one with a win. That's your back. Saunders. Run out of bounds around the 15-yard line. They'll spot it at the 16. And as Oklahoma trots on the field, Chris, your Heisman watch.
There you see my 3, 1, 2, and 3 from left to right. Johnny Manziel, in my opinion, still the best player in college football. Jameis Winston in second. Done so many great things as a redshirt freshman. And then Bryce Petty, he's in 3rd with me right now, but he's on the edge. I'm going to throw a name out there that might surprise some people, but Braxton Miller, Ohio State. For my money, he's still one of the best players in college football. The award is about being the best player in college football, not the best statistical player, and that's what I try to judge it off of.
Number 3 on your list, Bryce Petty. On Fox tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Baylor taking on Texas Tech. Bears trying to stay undefeated. Knight keeps on 1st and 10. He's got 1st down yardage. Takes it all the way out to the 41-yard line. Deion Broomfield made the tackle after a gain of 25.
Well, here's the read option. Defensive end, Willie Scott, crashes down on the run. Trevor Knight makes the right read, keeps the ball, and there you get a chance to see his speed and what he brings as a running quarterback.
Rushing total on the day for Oklahoma up to 272. Biggest gainer of the day by a quarterback. Knight catches his breath and hands it off to Roy Finch. Not a lot doing there thanks to Jeremiah George. That'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter. And it could very well end up being the decisive 3rd quarter. It's 10-10 at halftime. The Sooners turned it up. 17-0 to outscore the Cyclones. And they've got the ball to begin the 4th when we return. Oklahoma on top of Iowa State 27-10 as we begin the 4th quarter. Blake Bell knocked out. The Sooners have turned in some big plays. 2 on the ground here in the 3rd quarter. A 91-yard punt return late in the opening half. And they now lead it 27-10. And they've got the ball. 2nd and 7. Knight keeps. Makes a man miss. Running free. Inside the 30. Breaks a tackle, stumbling into the end zone. Knight scores to begin the 4th. "56 yards on the carry for Trevor Knight. And that's the 3rd play on the ground north of 50 that's gone for 6 here in the 2nd half for the Sooners.
Well, I think we're seeing a little bit of what Trevor Knight can bring to this offense when he's at quarterback. Just makes them that much more of a dangerous running team because of his ability, like you saw right there.
Honeycutt for the extra point. And the guns are sounded, which means it's good. 35-10 with 14:49 to play. Scoring drive, 3 plays, 84 yards. It took them just over a minute.
The read option, Trevor Knight does a good job, keeps the ball and makes a move on defensive end 48 Corey Morrissey, and then does a good job down the field breaking the tackle of corner 34 Nigel Tribune. But I gotta say, can't say I'm overly surprised with the way this game has played out. I know our whole crew, Adam and I, talked about it all week. We thought maybe Iowa State would hang in there early, but just the overall physicality of Oklahoma up front, offensively and defensively, really thought that would prevail as the game went on. And of course, the big punt return by Jalen Saunders, I just think woke this Oklahoma team up and has really given them the energy to kind of pile on the yards and pile on the points ever since.
Oklahoma, 331 yards rushing today. 265 of those coming here in the second half. Hodgson, with the wind at his back, takes over the kickoff duties. Second touchback of the day. Well, I don't know what Bob Stoops said to his team at halftime. He's about to get his 157th win as head coach of the Sooners, so he understands the halftime speech, but whatever message he delivered, it's obviously worked, and all great teams understand what to do in these situations.
Yeah, well, they're just a no-nonsense coaching staff. They say it how it is. They're in your face. They want to play tough, physical style football. That's what's made them great. And the Stoops brothers, coach, defensive coordinator Mike Stoops and Bob, have just changed their team here in the second half as far as the game plan and how they approach this game.
Down 34-10, Rojas comes out throwing. Tad Ekby with his first catch of the day. Out to the 29-yard line.
There's a reason Bob Stoops has won so many games. I know he won 2 against me, and I was always just very impressed with second half adjustments in the games that I played in. Always did a good thing of taking away whatever the strength was for my Texas Longhorn team in the first half. The Oklahoma defense always did a good job of taking that away once the second half came around.
Nice cutback run there by Devondrick Neely. Got the first down to the 38-yard line.
And I think the cool thing about Coach Stoops is he could care less that he's in the Tiberi Switzer today.
Oh, yeah.
It's all football. It's all business.
Well, it's got to be. If you get caught up in that in the middle of a season, you're not going to be where he is on the all-time wins list. Sam Richardson carried it there. He's back in the ball game for Rojas. Picked up a couple. Now here's Rojas on 2nd and 8. Play action with Wimberly. Into the wind, too high. Bundridge couldn't bring it down. Zach Sanchez, the redshirt freshman, over there covering him. Tell you what, Sanchez has been the guy everyone's tried to pick on because he's the freshman corner, typically playing opposite the senior Aaron Colvin, who didn't go today. He's answered the bell and really improved as the season's gone on.
He really has. He'd be the top corner for a lot of teams in college football. I think you're seeing the confidence that these coaches have in the secondary of Oklahoma with all the pressure and blitz they brought here in the second half. Leaving their secondary one-on-one with the Iowa State receivers, they obviously feel comfortable with that matchup.
Here comes the blitz, and he's going down. 5th sack of the day by that Sooner defense. Eric Stryker, the first one there.
An all-out blitz by the Oklahoma defense. Again, no safety in the middle of the field. They just bring everybody. Oklahoma's just done a great job of really just setting the tempo and kind of forcing the hand of Iowa State. Oklahoma, they do a good job of, they want to dictate their defense how the game is played, and they've certainly done that here in the second half.
Speaks volumes to how smart the kids are, too, when you can continue to change things. And it's not going to be a good punt. And Oklahoma touched it, and I think they got on it down around the 40-yard line of Iowa State. That'll drive a coach crazy. The Sooners will keep the ball. Near miss there. Oklahoma on top, 34-10. They've been unbelievable in the second half. It was all knotted at 10 at the break. The Sooners in charge with 12:26 to play. (34-10) Oklahoma leading Iowa State with 12:26 to play in the fourth quarter.
All-out blitz by Oklahoma. We've seen it a few times in the second half. They're going to bring everybody pretty much right there, and then they just play 3-on-3 football with the wide receivers. More people than the Iowa State offense can block, and the pressure gets there almost instantly on Grant Rojas. But something we've seen here a few times in the second half by the Oklahoma defense. And that's what you can do when you have a good secondary and good corners. You can trust them to play man-to-man.
Well, we just had the most physical tackle of the day. No ill will to guys like Stryker and George, who have been playing on the field. But we had one of the fans who got loose, perhaps too much time at the tailgate today, and he was dancing down inside the 5-yard line, and one of the men in uniform went over and made sure he will not do that again, and they will escort him out of here.
Yeah, one of the Oklahoma State troopers who looks like he could play linebacker.
Yes, this afternoon.
Blindsided him.
Oh, boy. And it brings a smile from Bob Stoops. That's great. and Rhodes, who hadn't had much to smile about today, he might start recruiting that state trooper and help out on defense with all the injuries they've suffered throughout the year. Good field position for the Sooners. Rojas going to put it up. Going toward the end zone. Got a man and overshot him. Wynn carried the ball into the end zone, and Saunders couldn't run underneath of it. He had gotten behind the freshman Nigel Tribune.
Nice little play action. Got Jalen Saunders outside against cornerback Nigel Tribune. A post route over the top, just slightly overthrown. I like the play call regardless, though. You don't know what the status is for Blake Bell. You're still going to throw the ball and get Trevor Knight some reps in the pass game.
This team's starting to build on what's a very difficult stretch run on the schedule. Talking about Oklahoma.
Let's go, Roy, let's go!
Finch gets it on first down. Takes it close to the 30 as we get a game break to Los Angeles and Patrick O'Neill.
And number 17, Central Florida, leaders of the American Conference in line for a BCS game, in trouble at Temple. The Owls take the lead. P.J. Walker to Robbie Anderson for the touchdown. The Owls 1-8, 0-5 in the conference, a 28-22 lead in the third. Adam, back to you.
Patrick, that would be a shocker. Scary time early here. Iowa State led 7-0, but the Sooners taking care of business in the second half. Outscoring the Cyclones 24-0 after the break. And another first down pushes the line of scrimmage inside the 30-yard line for the Sooners. Damian Williams carrying left. Corey Morrissey brought him down.
The end of the play brings up 2nd and 9 from the 27.
Ripkowski, the big tight end, set on the near side. They run the opposite way with play. And churns inside the 25 to the 24. And the one thing we haven't mentioned today as you watch this Oklahoma offense really get it going is the fact that they were without Trey Millard, the do-it-all guy, fullback, H-back tight end, that gives them a lot of options. And he got hurt earlier this season after we've been without him the last couple of games, and that takes away some of their options.
Took away a big part of their offense. Does such a good job blocking, running the ball in short yardage situations, and most of all, so good out of the backfield, catching the ball in the flat, making people miss or breaking tackles. they really lost a pretty dynamic part of their offense when he got hurt.
Knight to throw. Complete. Inside the 20, but short of the first down. LeColton Bester made the grab. Jansen Watson on the coverage. Well, spotted at the 19. I don't even think it's a full yard short. Offense stays on the field. Oklahoma picked up a 4th down earlier in the game. Kept the drive alive back in the first half.
I think it's a no-brainer to go for it here, especially the way the Oklahoma offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage in the second half.
Ripkowski got a heavier load with Millard out. Leading Williams through the line. Williams breaking left. Second touchdown of the day. Damian Williams. Needed one on 4th down. He got 19. And for the second time today, the senior out of San Diego has something to celebrate.
Just the off-tackle guard pull play. But Damian Williams has a huge hole to run through. I'm glad to see him in the game on some short yardage situations. I thought that was something maybe that the Oklahoma staff didn't do maybe last week against Baylor in some of their 1st and goal situations. Didn't let him run the ball. I think he is very good and should be the go-to guy in the short yardage situations because of his size and strength.
Williams, 10 carries, 128 yards. 19 coming right there, 41-10 Oklahoma. There's about to be some company at the top. Barry Switzer, who led the Oklahoma Sooners from 73 to 88. All-time winningest coach with 157 victories. Bob Stoops about to tie him today, getting his 157th win. You think about all he accomplished, 3 national championships, 74, 75, then 10 years later, the 3rd coming in 1985. Went into the College Football Hall of Fame in 2001. Great to see Switzer back in Norman today. Certainly a big part of college football history.
One of the great coaches in college football history, one of the great personalities. I've had an opportunity to talk to him and meet him a few times. He couldn't be a funnier guy.
You and I've heard some stories the last couple of days about his legend that still lives on here in Sooner country.
You talk to him for a few minutes, he will make you laugh a whole lot.
Hodgson with a line drive kick that will go through the end zone. Iowa State going to start this drive at the 25-yard line. Oklahoma in the second half, Chris, has rushed for 300 yards, 5 second-half possessions, all resulting in scores. 4 of them rushing touchdowns, the other a field goal. And they are feeling really good about themselves. 41-10, 9:32 to play. And this will be the 31st consecutive win for Oklahoma following a loss. That speaks volumes about your staff and your kids.
That's why Bob Stoops is who he is. He doesn't let 2 letdowns in a row happen. Great coach. He recruits great players who understand the game.
Iowa State has had some good moments on the ground. Runs it here with Wimberly. He got licked pretty good, but comes up with some emotion. Striker living up to his name. Picked up about 8. Spotted around the 33. Under 10 minutes. A short yardage specialist getting an opportunity. Jeff Woody, the 5th-year senior out of Pleasant Hill, Iowa. Woody, a great story. I mean, he scored 5 touchdowns. He doesn't carry it much. Already graduated, working on his graduate degree. Got married this summer. Neat kid, embodies what college football is all about. He's had some good moments in his career at Iowa State and on to 3 bowl games. Been a tough day for Rojas. Quincy Russell making it worse.
23, Cos Everett, you'll see him come off the edge. I know we've said it a few times. I don't mean to keep talking about it, but it's just been pressure, pressure, pressure in the second half by the Oklahoma defense. And Rojas has taken a lot of hits. And I really think the big reason they brought the pressure is really just to stop the running game.
Second sack of the year for Cos Everett, who plays usually in dime situations, but getting some added opportunities today with the score being what it is. And here Rojas running for his life, escapes the pocket and gets it out across the 35-yard line. You know, when we talked to Mike Stoops yesterday, he couldn't say enough about the young talent. And it's days like today that really give you an opportunity to develop those young kids. They're going to go to a bowl game, so you get that extra month or 6 weeks of practice, whatever it ends up being. I mean, that is big when you're trying to continue building the program. Rojas, great pitch and catch. Bibbs in traffic, pulls it in. Julian Wilson all over it.
You made a good point about the young guys they got on the field. The other thing I look at, it's really just more of a credit again to the Oklahoma coaching staff. They've had some big injuries with some key leaders on their defense. And some of these young guys have just stepped in, and they haven't missed a beat.
Vanderkamp to punt it away. He's been a busy man in the second half. Left foots this one from his own 35. Saunders lets it bounce and roll, and Oklahoma going to start their next offensive drive at their own 10. Bob Stoops now just minutes away from tying Barry Switzer as the all-time wins leader here in Sooner Country. 6:42 remaining here at Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. It's been all Sooners. 31 points in this second half, and they absolutely have gotten after it in the big play category. Late first half, trailing 10-3. Jalen Saunders, second career punt return for touchdown here at Oklahoma, went 91 yards. Damian Williams, second play of the second half. He goes over 65. Clay joined the party. One possession later, and for good measure, Trevor Knight, who's in for the injured Blake Bell, from 56 yards, his first rushing touchdown of the season. Sooners at 300 yards rushing in this second half, 366 for the day. And new quarterback Kendall Thompson, the redshirt sophomore, is in. And he keeps running right. First down for him as he goes across the 20. You know, Thompson, an interesting story. Some say Oklahoma down to the third quarterback now, but the bottom line is he was in the conversation to be the starter. Got hurt, really never able to compete, injured his foot, took him out of, I think he missed like 45 practices or something over the course of the season, but it's good to see him getting an opportunity, and I know he's going to try and take full advantage of it.
He's a really good athlete. Watched him play, practice on Thursday. Got a nice arm, throws a nice ball, and he's a lefty like myself, so I'm a little partial to him.
We get to see him use it here. Incomplete. That result, not quite as impressive as what we're accustomed to seeing off of your left hand.
He can spin it. I got to give these lefties a little love. There's just so few of us out there at the quarterback position.
We're talking moments ago about how a lot of these young kids on defense getting a chance to play real game minutes could really help them down the road. Kendall Thompson taking that role on the offensive side. Bench carries, got it across the 25. Flag came in late. May have been a face mask there.
Number 93, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Hey, Dan Romeo's gotten a lot of airtime today. We've had several penalties in this game.
You have some sloppy play on both sides really to start the game. But one thing is Oklahoma has certainly limited their mistakes starting around the end of the second quarter, and they've played pretty sound football from that point on.
Yard line for Thompson. He's throwing, he's got a man, and it is caught inside the 20 and down to the 15-yard line. LaColton Bester on the receiving end of a big one.
Looked like a busted coverage by Iowa State. Safety Jaquez Washington just a little late to get over there. Not really sure who was at fault, but a nice job by Kendall Thompson finding the receiver down the field and making a nice throw.
And that pitch and catch covering 44 yards. The old southpaw made it look easy there. Thompson keeps it. Inside the 10, broke the tackle and got it down around the 5-yard line.
You know, I look at a game like this, I think sometimes people at home think, you know, why is OU throwing the ball? Why are they running up the score? And I think it plays into a lot of what you said before, Adam. It's young guys. These coaches want to get them some reps in the offense and play some real game situations. So fans at home, don't look at it like they're trying to run the score. They're just trying to run their offense and get some of these younger guys some repetitions in the Oklahoma offense.
2nd and 1, end zone, incomplete. Too long for Bester. And the bottom line is, too much respect for these two coaches to have something happen like that. Paul Rhodes understands the situation, and Bob Stoops has a great deal of respect for the man on the other sideline today. Third and 1 after the incompletion. First and goal. Bench took it inside the 5-yard line. They will spot it at the 4. Now they move it up to the 3. Clock rolling as we close on 4 minutes to play here in Norman, Oklahoma. Sooners on top 41-10. Might add some more here. Roy Finch in the backfield. Standing to the left of Thompson. Little fake. Thompson, end zone, touchdown. Ripkowski, the fullback, has the score. Great moment for him, Aaron Ripkowski. A walk-on that earned a scholarship, blue-collar guy that doesn't get many opportunities to shine, but the bottom line is he's a huge part of their success on the ground. Fun to see a kid like that in the end zone.
It really is. Good to see for him. So much guys like that play the tight end, fullback position, do so much of the dirty work for an offense. Don't really get any of the headlines. Nice to see him get in the end zone.
Honeycutt going to have to get in the tub tomorrow. The kicker's been busy. 48-10. Oklahoma leading big time. Ripkowski, the most recent Sooner to find his way into the end zone. Oklahoma on top, 48-10 our score. And now our Right Stuff player of the game, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. No big surprise here, Damian Williams. He has been incredible in this second half. Busting loose here, goes down the sideline, keeps it inbounds. Actually, that was in the first half when he stepped out. Early in the second half is when he got loose and went the distance. This one covering more than 60 yards. He's gone over 100 yards today. 2 scores. Oklahoma as a team, 394 yards rushing, most ever under Bob Stoops in a game. That's a big statement.
That's pretty impressive, but good for Damian Williams. He's had a great day. All the running backs had for Oklahoma. Of course they have if they're up to 400 yards rushing. And man, that haircut, that just gives him the edge in my book. Looking good, looking stylish.
About a senior on senior day. This one soars into the end zone.
Look at that haircut. I like that haircut right there.
So on the day when Bob Stoops is going to match Barry Switzer as the all-time wins leader, his team putting up a stat that not even any other has in the last 15 years, 394 yards rushing. Over 300 of that coming in the second half. .356 to play. Neely gets the carry on first down. Picked up 4 there on first down. 2nd and 6 for Rojas. Caught by Bundridge. Go to Austin. Made a nice tackle. Bundridge had gotten away there. He'd be running a long way.
I look at opportunities like this late. Again, like we talked about with Oklahoma's young guys on offense, just another good opportunity to get Grant Rojas some throws here late in the game, get this passing game to continue to develop. They're going to need it. Playing Kansas next week, and then they end with West Virginia. They have the ability to run the ball like we saw in the first half. If they can get this passing game going and make defenses respected, they can do some things on offense.
And I'll tell you, Rojas throwing deep here to Bundridge. This one incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
Did a pretty nice job in his first start on the road in the Big 12, especially when you consider the environment here in Norman. You look at what's left for the Sooners. Moved to 8-2 after today's win, 5-2 in conference play, but it's tough. Next week on the road at Kansas State, the Wildcats playing really good football right now. And then wrapping it up with the rivalry game December 7th. After a weekend off, they go to Stillwater to take on the Cowboys.
That Kansas State game next week is going to be a physical battle. Kansas State, they run the ball. They play good physical Bill Snyder defense, who Coach Stoops, of course, coached under. Both teams, both coaches believe in that physical style of play. That'll be one of those old school fun games to watch.
Well, at this stage of the year, you're thinking about bowl games and bowl resumes. A win for Kansas State over Oklahoma next week go a long way in deciding their postseason fate. Flag on the play, but how about the catch by Bibbs, climbing the ladder, and with one hand, he rips it out of the air.
Unbelievable catch.
Offside. Defense, number 90. 5-yard penalty. Results in a first down.
Matt Diamond, the guilty party, but watch the grab by Bibbs.
Man.
It's a major leaguer there.
Major leaguer, showing Adam Alexander type athletic ability.
Absolutely. You know, he's got at least 2 catches in every game this year. When you consider how little they throw the ball and how much they like to run it, that's a pretty big stat. Neely gets free here, picks up a first down inside the 25. Under 2 minutes to play.
Yeah, going back to Bibbs too. Yeah, he's good in the pass game, but I was just as impressed with his blocking in the run game.
You know, Oklahoma recruited him as well, and some of the folks from Iowa State were telling me that his recruitment out of the junior college ranks came down to Iowa State and Oklahoma. Now, I don't want to salt wounds here if you're a Cyclone fan, but can you imagine Bibbs in this offense and what he could add? I mean, he would be an incredible dimension for what they're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, you're right about that with their run game, and then just the creative ways they could be able to use him almost like a Trey Millard.
Tipped and intercepted. Second pick of the day, Dakota Austin. The freshman from Lancaster, Texas, got the carom. Bob Stoops can signal victory formation and make it official. Win number 157 for the Sooner ball coach.
Well, Bibbs made a great catch a second ago, but I think he was looking upfield a little quicker than he should have there. Took his eye off the ball. And
you got the old Sims-Alexander jinx. going to have to run a couple of plays here to wrap this one up. For Iowa State, the struggles continue. 1-9 on the year, 0-7 in conference play. Coach Stoops, 8-2, 5-2. Nice bounce back after the issues they had in Waco, Texas 10 days ago. Kendall Thompson in the ball game at quarterback. Alex Ross getting an opportunity in the backfield. Rush yards continue to mount. And that will likely be the final play of the game. Clock will stop to set the change. Once they roll it, Oklahoma can head to the locker room. And Stoops is perfectly fine with that. His Sooners trailed 7-0 early. 10-3 late in the first half. Huge kickoff return for Jalen Saunders, tied it at 10 at the break. And Oklahoma turned it up in half number 2. 405 rush yards, 48-10. They get the win here today over Paul Rhodes in Iowa State. There are a lot of headlines that you could put in the paper tomorrow in describing this win for the Sooners. Without a doubt, this will be the headline that makes many papers around the country. Win number 157 for Bob Stoops in his storied career here at Oklahoma, tying Barry Switzer for the most all-time. You can't say enough about what he's accomplished in 15 years.
Really can't say enough about him. And you know, he's still a young guy. He's got a lot of years of coaching left, but just done such good things with this program. I know I respected him so much as a player when I was at the University of Texas, and you get a chance to meet him and talk to him, he's just that much more impressive.
Lost in the hoopla that will be surrounding Coach Bob Stoops when this ball game is over. The fact that Trevor Knight, seen here, came off the sideline in relief of Blake Bell and did an outstanding job. And now we are joined down on the sideline by Oklahoma head football coach Bob Stoops. Coach, first off, congratulations, 10-10 at halftime, but you guys really were outstanding in half number 2.
Yeah, we played a lot better in the second half, just execution. Defensive, our execution was much better, and then offensively we got, you know, the run game going, and same thing, just executed better.
I know you told us yesterday that you don't think a lot about the records, but today, number 157, you tie Barry Switzer, most wins all time in Oklahoma history. Put in perspective what it means to have an accomplished like that and have your name on a list with a man like Barry Switzer, who had so much success here in Norman.
Well, first I'd say this isn't at all about me. I've had great young men to coach, assistant coaches, a great administration all 15 years, and our president and athletic director. So there's been a big group of people that have been responsible for this. Coach Switzer is the best. He's a great friend of all of us here at OU, great friend to me. His legacy will never change. He's awfully special and one of the best that's ever been in college football.
Coach, you mentioned how outstanding the running game was in the second half. Trevor Knight had to come in the first half of play to relieve Blake Bell. Talk about what he brought to the table and how he was able to execute the offense and get you guys out front.
Yeah, Trevor was outstanding. You know, you get to see his quickness and speed and burst, and he showed it again today. So he made a lot of good reads, managed everything really well, and gave us a big spark. He really did.
Coach, appreciate you stopping by. Congratulations on all the success, and best of luck next week when you go on the road to Kansas State.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bob Stoops, as always, showing humility despite the fact that he is a record setter at Oklahoma. The Sooners, a big winner today, 48-10 over Iowa State.